Hey guys, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio. So you can see we got some weird stuff today. I am going to make some Christmas ornaments. I've got two pulled out. We'll see how long it takes. We'll start with one. So basically, I just bought, we went to Home Depot and I bought like a 4-foot thing of dowel. My husband cut them down into different sections. I just tape them to fit the different size balls. So I have the bigger ones, I have smaller ones depending on what size ornament I'm doing. And then he just took some old wood and he made like holes in it. So when I do paint parties, everybody gets 2 ornaments so they can get their background down on one and then work on the next one while this one dries and kind of go back and forth. So, but it also is good for me, like when I'm trying to do a video, because I have something to put it in instead of trying to like rest it on the table or whatever. So, let me just move this back so I'm not crinkling my paper and pulling it away. So I tried to get the angle so that while I'm painting, you guys are going to be able to see what I'm doing. And I've got glitter or something on here. All right. So, and I've just pulled out a few of my smaller brushes and I pulled out a new dotting tool. I'm going to try this for some of the stars and see if this works better than, you know, just a small liner brush or whatever. So you can do whatever you want. You can do a scene. You can do snowmen. I mean, pretty much the sky is the limit, guys. But you're going to want to hang out till the end because I'm going to show you how I make my trees and snow kind of come to life. So, let me just grab a paper towel so I have something to wipe my brush on in between here. And I have a cup of water to rinse my brush. And I have just got titanium white, burnt sienna, green permanent, phthalo green, lamp black, and this is whatever this blue is. You can use any blue. And then I've got cadmium red medium hue. I don't know if I'm going to use the red, but I put it in there. So basically, you want to start kind of like in the middle and get, you know, like your horizon line in where you want it. So I'm just going to wet my brush and then I'm going to kind of wipe it off on the paper towel. And I am going to pick up some blue and black together on my brush. And I am just going to start running this across the center. Yeah, and here we go, Miss Butterfingers. So hopefully this won't be a complete bomb like my last one. And you can see there's going to be areas that is a little bit see-through, and that is fine. So I want this bottom half to be more on the dark side. So we're just gonna kind of cover that in. And you can go back once that dries and like add a second coat if you want. I'm gonna do it as I start building my layers. Now I just went in with some white. And I'm gonna start running that across the sky area. And I didn't wash my brush in between. You want your colors to kind of blend. It will give you more of that natural look. I'm just going to pick up some more white, and we'll just kind of go around the top, get that filled in. And this is just your base layer, so it's not like really, really important. You just want to get your paint on there. All right. So that is already drying. So I'm just going to wash my brush out. And I'm going to kind of wipe that down. And I'm going to switch over to a filbert brush. I don't have any smaller than this. I used to, and I've just used the crap out of them. So if you want to use a smaller filbert brush, you just want that rounded tip. That's, you know, basically kind of what you're looking for. So then you want to kind of figure, okay, where am I going to put what? So I'm going to take a little bit of black on my brush. I'm trying to move my plate so you can see. So I'm just like basically tapping it. So there's not really much on there, but see how there's just a little bit. So I'm just going to start putting in like a few mountainy areas. And because it's warm in here, my paint's drying fast, so I'm just gonna kind of put a couple of mountains. And I don't want all my mountains to be the same shape. So, and then I'm just going to kind of pull it down to the bottom here. And let's see. I can put a few little ones like off in the distance. And just make them different shapes. And then we're going to put a bigger one. We're going to bring that one in front. And by doing your horizon line like that, you kind of keep your ornament pattern going the same way. And now I'm going to add some green to my brush that is got the black in it. So I just picked up a little green, and that way we're going to make a nice dark green. And I am going to start putting in a few trees. And I'm just tapping back and forth. And you can make a line if it kind of helps you. But you don't have to. Let's see, I want this one to be a little bit taller. You want your trees to definitely be like different shapes and different sizes. Gosh, my nose is so stuffy. All right, so now I'm going to bring one down a little bit further. So this one's going to be a little bit taller. And I'll just make a line so you can see how I'm bringing that one down on this plane. And I'm just tapping, just lightly, back and forth, turning my brush. And I'm just gonna have to mix up a little bit more of this darker green. And we're gonna put some snow on these here in a minute. And as you go to the bottom, you definitely want it to spread out a little bit further than the top, just to kind of give you that different dimension. All right, now I'm gonna pick up some white, and we're just gonna kind of put some snow, and we're gonna bring this tree down into the ground here. See, like that? And then we're just gonna add just a little bit on some of the back trees, not a lot. Just so you can see that they're there, but not nothing too important. All right, so now we've got our mountain dried, and we're gonna start putting, I'm gonna clean that off. I'm gonna pick up some blue and some white and a little bit of black. So we're gonna make it like a bluish gray. And that's gonna be our shadow color. All right, so I'm gonna go on. The shadow side is gonna be to my right. So I'm just going to add some of this darker color on one side of this mountain. And like this one, I just made this mountain a little bit bigger. And that's fine, because we're gonna, once we start putting our lights on it, then this mountain's gonna start coming together. So I just wanna get like another layer of paint over it. And now I'm just gonna pick up some blue and some white, and I'm gonna start bringing some snow down on one side of the mountain. And then we'll put some more dark in there after. Just because I got a lot of paint on my brush here. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of snow down to the base here. All right. I'm gonna switch over to this little small angled brush and just see if I can have a little bit better control over this. There we go. I mean, you could leave them completely black in the background if you want. I just like to add a little color into my Christmas balls. unless I'm doing a complete black and white. And my black and white ornaments seem to be one of my bigger sellers. I'm just bringing some of that kind of shadow color in. All right, and now I'm just gonna pick up a smidge of the white, and we're just gonna just give a little bit of something. But this is where you can really start like shaping your mountain. You know, don't be afraid to kind of go over some of the other colors. And as you're painting it, you'll see, you know, what's looking good and kind of what, you know, what needs to be lighter or darker or... All right, so let's see, I'm just gonna... And then we're just gonna add some more of that lighter. And guys, I don't have much paint on my brush at this point. And that's what I've found is people either use way too much paint or not enough paint. There's no like in between. So if you're doing something and it's not working, if you got a lot of brush paint on your brush, wipe it off and see if that helps. Now I don't like that spot, so I just, with a wet brush, I'm taking some of that white off, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of the that black and that blue, and we're going to just put a little bit of that shadow back in some of these areas. All right. And the other thing that you can do too is you can use like a dark blue to make your trees. I'll probably do that on the other one, but I'm going to keep this one going with the green. So I'm just picking up that light green and that dark green, and we're just going to start putting in a few more trees here. I'm just gonna get a few stems going, and then I'm gonna switch brushes. All right. So I'm gonna go back to my filbert. So right now I'm picking up the dark green and the light green instead of the black. And I'm just going to do the same thing. And I'm going to add a little bit of black in there. I definitely need these to be darker because they're further apart, further back here. And that way when we put our snow, they're going to show up a little bit better. You know, and this one I'm going to bring down a little bit further than that one, so it's giving that different depth. Yeah, that. You know, and then you can like bring some dark underneath, kind of like shadows. And it gets wider as it goes down to the bottom. And let's see. Let's put another one here. You want your center full, but not your outside edges. You want your fray to be on the outside. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe my brush off, and then I'm just going to go in and pick up a little bit of the white. And I'll just go back and start over here. And we're just gonna, you don't want to cover all your green. You just want to give like the illusion that there is some snow falling on those branches. And then you're just gonna, and if you go too much, you can always pick up some more of the dark, let it dry, pick up some more of the dark, and then just go back over it. It's just paint. It's not going to ruin anything. And I use my hand. I find a dry spot and I just use my pinky to kind of rest my finger if I need to. Oh, and the other thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is when you do your ball, hold it this way and not this way, because if you do, your ball's going to hang upside down. I forgot to say that earlier, but yeah. All right, where was I? Right here, I guess. Those are done. I guess I'm on this one now. And this one can have a little bit more snow because it's a little bit closer to us. You know, and you can actually go out where there's no branches and, you know, make your branches so that your tree is looking a little bit fuller. So I'm just going to go back over some of these. You know, that are a little bit closer to us. They would, you know, the snow would show up a little bit more on them. You don't want to do it on all of them. You do want to pick a few and just have a few like lighter spots. And I just want to get my bottom kind of colored in so it's a little bit more opaque, not so see-through. So we can just leave it with, you know, like mountains and trees on this one. We could put some stars in the sky. So I'm going to take this little liner brush and I'm just going to go into the black with a wet brush so it thins it out a little bit. And I'm just going to put a few like kind of dead trees in the back. And if your paint isn't flowing off your brush easy enough, just add a little bit more water and spin your brush. See how I'm spinning my brush? And that just brings it to a nice point so that you can get really little branches and very light pressure. All right, so we've got one there. Let's see, we'll just put another little one down in here. And remember, you want your bottom to be thicker than your top. And when you're doing branches, don't even think about it. Just, you know, just kind of go with the flow. But you do want, when you're connecting your branch to your tree, you want that part to be thinner than the rest. All right, let's see. We'll put another one in here. And this isn't the greatest liner brush at all, so you know, and don't be afraid to go over some of your other trees in the background, because that will just give you a little bit more realistic look. Oh, come on. All right, hang on. I got to grab a different brush. This brush is not... I bought this one to use in my oil paints, but I definitely need something that's better than what I'm using. There we go. All right, I'll put a dark shadow underneath. And I'll just take some white now, and we're just gonna kind of add like little mounds of snow. You know, just, we want that kind of sitting down so it shows that our trees are, You know, there's some fresh snow. All right. So now we can decide where we want. If we want to put a moon, you don't have to. I'm going to, let's see, I've got some brightness there, so I'm going to put a little moon right here. Just make a little circle, and then you can light pressure, heavy pressure will give you different sizes, and you can kind of put some stars in that sky. Okay, so I'm gonna wet down some of this white paint so it's really thin. And I am going to just make like, and I usually only add like, I don't know, 2 or 3 like this. If I make a star that's too big, I will kind of just pull out. It just gives a little bit of a sparkle. And I'm gonna take a little bit of the blue and the white, and we're just gonna put, the moon is here, so this side of the tree would have a little bit of, you know, like highlights on. You know, and I just kind of lightly run it through the bark. It just kind of gives it a little texture. And on this tree, it's going to be this side that is going to be a little bit lighter, because the moon is right here. So, you know, definitely, you know, the top would have some sparkle. So you just kind of want to, you know, like, which way is the, if there's a moon, which way is it shining type of thing. And then I'm just going to take just plain white, just a dot, and inside these little starburst things, I'm just going to put a white dot. And let's see. And then wipe it with your finger, and then just go in and put that white dot in the center, just like that. And then the only thing you got to do is you want to sign the bottom. So I'm gonna just sign it in blue. I'm just going to sign it MCD and the year. because that's how I sign all my paintings. Usually I sign my balls with, like my full name, but sometimes I don't. It just depends on my mood. Okay, so now let's see, we've been going 35 minutes, so I'll show you how I finish finishing them off. I'll try to keep this to be a short video, guys. I know some of you like the long ones, some of you like the short ones, and I've had quite a few, quite a few longer ones. This is just the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. And I'm just going to throw this away. And I'm going to just put a little bit there. So this stuff goes a long, long way, guys. All right. So I am going to, let me see. Let me get another plate. I usually do it over the trash can, but because I want to show you guys how I do it, I'm just going to use a plate. And that way you can see the whole process. All right, so I want to make sure that I've cleaned this brush off really good. And it doesn't matter that your water is dirty. A lot of people, that's my water. And I will use that for like 4 or 5 balls. Okay. So, you want to pick a few areas that you want to stand out. Like, I definitely want this tree to stand out because it is more in the front. See how this tree is more in the back? These are in the back. So this tree I want to stand out. So I'm going to take, on the corner of my brush, some Mod Podge. Like that. And I am just going to go over some of those spots. Oh, that's too much. Hang on. And this is where you can end up overdoing, and you have to be really careful. So I'm wiping those bigger globs. Now I'm going to take I'm going to use this white, and I'm just going to tap it. Let me see here. Tap it over it like that. Bang it off. Blow it. And now look at that tree. So if you put too much, it's going to take away from the look of the tree. So let's do this tree here. And I only started doing this last year with the glitter. I've been doing the Christmas ornaments for a while, but and I'm trying to do it so you guys like can see what I'm doing, but so I'm just like tapping and then brush it off. That one was a little bit heavy, but there's still enough dark showing. And all right, let's do this tree here. So you're just basically tapping the same way you did to put your snow on. And then that's how it looks. Bang it and brush it. And then you have your beautiful sparkles. So when this is on the tree and the lights hit it, you get that nice shimmer. So then I will take a few spots and do the same thing in the snow. You know, and this is totally optional. I just found that it really gives a really nice finished look, and it kind of makes the snow kind of come alive. And you got to do little bits at a time because you don't want that Mod Podge to completely dry on you. All right, so we're definitely gonna put a little bit in here. And there we have it. Now we have a nice crystally snow on the bottom and on our trees. And you can do these in any color. You can actually even take some of the Mod Podge, like on your brush, and dab the star. And you have a nice little sparkle on your star. That one's not really showing up. You know, and you can use different colors, blues or whatever. So then what I would normally do, but I'm out, is I would give this like 10 minutes to make sure that everything's dry, 10 to 15 minutes. And then I would spray seal it with the 2x clear spray. And your ball will last forever. And then you just put your little top back on it and you have a beautiful Christmas ball. And because I don't have any of the sealer, I'll just show you what it looks like all done. And there we have it. We have our beautiful Christmas ornament, hand painted. So yeah. Alrighty guys, I guess I'm only gonna do the one and we'll keep it, we're at 44 minutes, so I will keep that short and sweet for you. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comments below and I will gladly answer them. And if you'd like to see more of these, I will be glad to do them. I am going to have a painting coming up pretty soon where I'm going to be incorporating some lights, and it's something I've never done before. So you might want to watch that one when it comes out, because that one is going to be fun, I think. Scary for me, but fun, because I'm going to be making holes in my painting. So yeah. Alrighty, guys. I will see you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Alrighty, guys. I did find some. It's different than what I normally use. It is just the Crystal Clear Enamel by Rust-Oleum. And I just sprayed the whole ball. So I put it back on my stick. And it just, see how it brings those colors forward? And then it seals that glitter in, so then you're not getting, you you know, any glitter fall off or anything like that. And then I'll just put it back in my holder until that's dry. So I figured I would jump back on and show you what it looks like when it's sealed. And once I get it completely sealed, I will put the cap back on it and I will get some close-up pictures for you. Alrighty, guys. Bye-bye.